Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And a few light bands of snow.
Yes, not nearly as strong as yesterday, but there's still nuisance snow showers in the radar. In fact, let's take a look at it right now. We'll see how it's shaping up throughout the day today. And yes, the snow is going to wind down later on this morning. So compared to yesterday, snowfall activity not nearly as intense, but still, we are looking at a few of these bands passing over the region. Those of you who watched our forecast yesterday, the lines of these snow bands are pretty dead on when it came to that model we had where it showed where those bands would form. South Utica, north of Utica a little bit, and then in parts of the southern valleys near Norwich. Now, today, it's still very cold. Temperatures are in the teens for those wind chills. We will climb up, though, above freezing later on in the day. But still early this morning, some of those side roads, snow-covered. Here's a live look in Main Street in Cooperstown right now. Utica, roads are clear. Oneonta, same story. Some of those roads are clear, but again, some of those higher elevated roads are looking to be a bit on the snowy side. So this morning, the snow continues. It ends. We'll see those temperatures peak above freezing briefly today before clear skies roll in and we fall below freezing tonight. And we'll have a look at how the rest of the week shapes up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast, never more than 10 minutes away each morning. The death toll is now at 100.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sunrise on this Wednesday morning. Time now is 5:10, and heading out the door early this morning, well, you'll be encountering in some spots still that nuisance lake effect snow. Now, these pockets of snow showers aren't nearly as intense as yesterday, but they're still present. Now, a lot of area roadways you see behind me are clear, even as far north as Woodgate, or I should say Boonville, in the intersection of Route 12 and Woodgate Road, but some of those side roads still could be a little snow covered, especially on those hilltops due to snow drifts. And it's pretty evident here on the traffic tracker right now. Some of those slowdowns with the yellows are in those higher elevated roads near, of course, Winfield, heading out Route 20 closer to Pompey, and some higher elevations north of the Mohawk Valley as well. But the thruway, Route 5, so far looking okay. The radar still tracking some of that lake effect snow as it continues to weaken throughout this morning. And so early today, you could encounter wind and snow on your morning commute, but this does end by the afternoon with mostly cloudy skies and temperatures a little bit above freezing for your evening commute. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The local elementary school is taking.
The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. On this Wednesday, it is still feeling like winter out. We haven't quite broken that wintry feel in the air just yet, despite it being almost mid-April. A look in Cooperstown right now. We are tracking some spots with some light snow, enough to produce a coating of snow on the ground. In fact, here's a look at Main Street. We can see here that snow accumulating. Most main roads are plowed, snow-free, but just a heads up, this snow is a mixture of a weird powder similar to like a grapple mix. So it's one of those weird consistency textures you get from snow in a late season snow event. Temperature, by the way, in Cooperstown sitting at 22 degrees. So the radar is still picking up on some of these nuisance snow bands. The only notable one I'm tracking right now is actually two of them, one south of Norwich and then one in parts of Oswego County downwind of Lake Ontario. The rest of them, really the radar is showing nothing too impressive. So throughout the day today, we are still seeing this lake effect response, but we're going to begin to see this south wind move in later today, and that's going to cut off that energy that produces that lake effect snow. And a much different scene here today. You know, yesterday the winds were just brutal, but today, although still pretty breezy, not nearly as strong as yesterday. So we'll still see breezy conditions today, Thursday, windy conditions returning again on Friday, but overall the near-term stretch produces some pretty gusty winds. Looking at the bigger picture temperature-wise, we're just really cut off from any warmth in the Northeast the next several days. This continues, of course, beyond it into the start of the weekend, although we will see slightly warmer temperatures compared to what we've seen today and yesterday. So on our Skycast, that lake effect snow winds down. We'll see quieter conditions this afternoon and this evening, with even some peaks of sunshine turning to mostly clear skies tonight. Then tomorrow we start out dry for your Thursday. A low pressure system brings in rain and potentially some wet snow, wintry mix in those hilltop locations. Any snow that falls will melt pretty quickly as we enter a warmer stretch above freezing into Friday. Friday, it looks mostly cloudy, a few spritzy rain showers here and there. That rain is going to have a tough time really producing anything, or that snow, I should say, I should have a tough time sticking at that point. So, your 7-day forecast, following that mix of rain and snow Thursday, we climb above freezing for the most part, really don't fall below it for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday and Tuesday of next week. So far, the pattern shows some warmer temperatures ahead, but again, we can't keep our hopes up. This overall pattern just really keeps sticking us to this colder temperature trend, so hopefully that shakes soon and we'll see some much warmer conditions.
Yeah, early April, you never know,
Yes.
right? That's for sure. Eric, thanks. Well, cauliflower, mustard. Thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libator, meteorologist Eric Gage in the Weather Center this morning. And Eric, a bit of a difference today versus yesterday. A lot more snow yesterday this time, right?
Yes, that's right. And today the snow is going to wind down. It's going to weaken. Still a little cold this morning. We will climb above freezing. I guess we can call that the light in the tunnel. Look at the current radar conditions right now. We are still tracking some of these nuisance lake effect snow showers. They're a bit narrow and falling apart as they move through the Mohawk Valley, but either way, they are still falling through parts of the area as we speak. Temperatures still very cold this morning. Wind chills in the teens, single-digit wind chill of 6 in Saranac Lake. And as we head throughout the day, of course, the winds will remain strong, but those temperatures will continue to rise. I'll look at some area cameras here this morning. Aside from some side roads behind me in Cooperstown, which, as you can see here, producing some snow-covered roadways, the rest of the area starting to see drying conditions working their way in. So today, after some nuisance snow showers this morning, it winds down. Peaks of sunshine move in before sunset, and we are tracking a dry evening. And will this dry weather stick around into the weekend? We'll have that full forecast straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Investors are nervous this morning.
The Oneonta Camp is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Wednesday morning. Today, again, it's shaping up cold and windy to start, even some snow showers. So here we are with a brighter scene to brighten your day. Here's a photo submitted to us by Nicole. It is of a spring hellebore. I think I got that pronounced right. Yesterday's flower, my goodness, that was a difficult one to pronounce, but still, it's a beautiful flower here. I don't think I've seen one before. I've seen the other ones, but this one is definitely unique and, of course, pretty spectacular of its own. And if you have any other spring photos, flowers to submit, we have so many great submissions we're going to get to over the next several days. Well, maybe closer to next week, because I'll be off to Florida starting tomorrow. So I might miss this cold weather temporarily. I'll be back by mid next week. The snow showers continue through parts of the area today. It's on and off snow. This does end. We will see drier weather this afternoon. We'll have a more detailed look at that coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
You enjoy Florida.
I'll try to enjoy it. Listen, the forecast is 70s and sunny, just not here.
Yeah, good for you. Eric, thanks. Well, SUNY Poly hosted the New York State...
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. We are tracking cooler weather with still some decent winds and some snow showers. A look in Cooperstown right now, a live view. Some of you guys waking up this morning still might encounter roads that look like this, slightly snow covered. And the snow is a little bit slippery. It's a unique consistency that is a bit difficult to explain in just normal snow terms. It's more of a powdery yet pellet-like snow. With temperatures in the 20s early this morning, wind chills are in the teens as we speak. The radar picking up still on these nuisance lake effect snow bands across the region, still falling in generally the same areas as expected. And this, of course, is all fueled by this strong northwesterly wind, carrying, of course, those colder temperatures over the Great Lakes, or specifically Lake Ontario. Now, today's winds will not be nearly as intense as yesterday, but still a decent wind between 10 and 15 miles per hour throughout the afternoon, and we'll continue to see these breezy conditions between now through the coming weekend. And speaking of this coming weekend, we are tracking a little bit of warm up, but overall, looking at this temperature trend, we're really just in this cold pocket of air in the northeast. Much of the south and Midwest, you're going to see above average temperatures besides us. So everywhere else in the country is experiencing springtime except here in the northeast. That's just the way this weather pattern has been shaping up so far. So today, that lake effect snow winds down. Things dry out this evening with peaks of sunshine before sunset. Then mostly clear skies tonight. Wispy clouds roll in tomorrow. Actually, I do think there could be a very colorful sunrise if this is the cloud pattern at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Then we'll see the arrival of some rain showers with potentially a wintry mix and snow in the higher elevations, which won't stick around too long as those temperatures climb above freezing overnight Friday and into, overnight Thursday and early Friday. Then Friday, it's a little warmer, highs in the 40s, with some sporadic rain, with the more widespread rain arriving in the evening and overnight. So your 7-day forecast, April showers move their way into the weekend with temperatures in the 40s. And then following that, we are looking at a 60-degree day on Monday, 54 on Tuesday. The trend following that appears to cool back down again. So we're going to see these surges of warmth as spring is just trying to move its way in, and hopefully it wins out in the coming weeks. I know a lot of folks are just excited for just warm weather to move its way in.
I think it's on its way.
Yes.
It's got to be. Eric, thanks. Well, more than 60 years.
With Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Wednesday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And boy, when will these snow showers stop, right?
I'm telling you, I'm just wondering myself as well. And thinking, I mean, a couple weeks ago with the St. Patrick's Day Parade, it was sunny, it was warm, and thinking, maybe we're out of the woods. And of course, in that early hesitation, not quite. And here we are today with some snow this morning. A look at the radar. Well, we are dealing with some nuisance snow showers. Thankfully, today they're not nearly as intense as yesterday, but still, they're falling over pretty much portions of central New York as expected. The same zones you were looking at earlier, which was south of Utica, north of Utica a little bit, which I'll show in a second here, and south of Norwich as we speak. So early today, this is what we're looking at this morning. In fact, I do want to point out one zone here as well. Down in, say, in between West Winfield, Route 28 north toward Mohawk is a zone we're closely monitoring here, but we'll keep a close eye on the snowfall as we speak. The wind chills this morning, still very cold, temperatures in the teens across the region, and will remain cold this morning before we warm up into the 30s, upper 30s this afternoon. So a look at some area scenes right now. Still a little snowy in some spots, but at least in the lower elevations, that snow hasn't really stuck. And today, We'll see dry weather move its way in this evening, followed by clear skies tonight. Now tomorrow might shape up still unsettled. We'll talk about the impacts of that in that full forecast. Gary?
A Christmas scene down there in Cooperstown this morning.
Yeah, pretty beautiful scene.
Yeah, that's for sure. Eric, thanks. Well, the death toll is now at 1.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Sunrise. Time now is 6:11, and as you're waking up and getting ready to head out the door this morning, here's what you can encounter heading into the roadways on the Munson CommuteCast. And first off, a look at some main roadways heading from as far north as Boonville to as far south as Bridgewater. And these traffic cameras picking up this morning mainly clear roads. However, notice snowy surfaces, grass, sidewalks, untreated grounds, parking lots, driveways. So just a heads up, you might have to budget an extra minute or so to brush off the snow on the car early today. On top of that, we're not done with snow, at least for the near term. The traffic tracker is picking up a lot of green, but some slowdown, especially in those hilltop areas in between Route 5 and Route 20, and then of course I-90 through Route 20 up there in those hills in Herkimer County, as well as in parts of southern Oneida County early today. And this is due to the lingering snow showers on the radar as we speak. Some of them very narrow bands here, but they are still gradually falling apart. It's losing a lot of that strength. So today, although initially you'll be dealing with some nuisance wind and snow, this evening's commute a lot more on the quiet side. Peaks of sunshine mixed in with mostly cloudy skies and temperatures in the 30s. Gary?
Thanks. A local elementary school is...
Well, your day. Watch for the Storm Tracker 2 CommuteCast and be ready for your drive to and from work. The Storm Tracker 2 CommuteCast is brought to you by the Pratt Munson College of Art and Design. Visit Pratt Munson today and ignite curiosity and creativity. Garrity Pools and Spa, your authorized BioGuard dealer. The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. On this Wednesday, it's starting out cold, a little windy, as well as with some snow showers. In fact, a look in Cooperstown early this morning where the roadways are going to continue to improve. Still a light coating of snow on some side roads and less traveled roads that we can see here on Main Street early this morning. Temperature sitting at a balmy 22 degrees early today. And that wind chill likely keeping those feels like temperatures maybe into those teens across the region. And the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar still picking up on nuisance lake effect snow. And throughout the day today, we will see this gradually wind down, but at least early this morning looking unsettled. Now, not everyone is seeing the snow. For example, what I can see just off the side of my screen here is a pretty nice sunrise in Utica as we speak. So in between these snow bands, dry weather. Now the winds, nowhere near as windy as yesterday. Winds were relentless yesterday, but today 10 to 15 mile per hour winds, about 10 miles per hour less. So we'll take this compared to yesterday, but still the winds remain persistent between now through Friday and Saturday, with Friday being the windiest of the next 4 days. On top of that, much of the Northeast is caught in this cold weather loop. We look ahead to the end of the week and you can see here just this colder pattern. The rest of the U.S. is already seeing its fair share of warm spring temperatures, but we have not been invited to the party. But on our Skycast today, we've got partial clearing this afternoon as that lake effect ends. We could see some peaks of sunshine before sunset. Then by tonight, clear skies, lows bottoming out in the 20s. Could see a pretty colorful sunrise tomorrow if this cloud layer behaves as expected. Eastern sunrise, with, of course, that thin, wispy cloud layer above us. Then that'll change to mostly cloudy skies and widespread rain, even some snow in the higher elevations tomorrow as it switches over to mainly rain showers, sporadic rain showers by Friday before widespread rain moves in Friday night. And so your 7-day forecast heading into the weekend, it's looking unsettled, temperatures in the 40s, warming up into the near 50-degree mark on Saturday, approaching 60 by Monday. And so as the way this pattern holds, still as expected, it's an overall cool trend, but we're not going to not see 60s here and there. They'll be intermittently put out until eventually we get out of this colder pattern and those 60s and eventually, dare I say, 70s win out. So
better days
yes.
are ahead. And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us. Good morning once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore, and if you're getting the kids ready to head out for the bus stop, once again, you better bundle them up. Meteorologist Eric Gage joining us from the Weather Center. And Eric, just how cold are we talking this morning?
Wind chills in the teens, Gary, similar to yesterday. So it's a return to colder weather. And again, I wanted to share this meme that was shared with me on Facebook. This really just gave me a laugh this morning. It said, if it's cold one more time, I'm just going to go ahead and put the Christmas tree back up again. This was shared by Doug Jones. So shout out to Doug for this meme shared with me that gave me a laugh this morning. Hope it gave you a laugh as well. It's just been very cold recently, and on top of that, still some nuisance lake effect snow showers on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. This continues to move its way south and east, and there are some pockets of heavy snow. In fact, one moving over Oneida Lake in a few moments from now, but still, as I mentioned, the wind chills this morning still very cold at 13 degrees in Rome. It has warmed up a little bit in Hamilton at 21, but it's a 5-degree wind chill out in Saranac Lake. And so today, although starting out in some spots dry, in fact a nice sunrise in Utica, other spots waking up to some snow showers. So depends on location early today. We are tracking all this snow ending regardless of location and maybe climbing above freezing. We have that full detailed forecast in the minutes ahead. Gary?
Those Christmas trees back up, right? That was neat. Eric, thanks. Well, investigators are a bit nervous this morning once again as
News Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli. The Oneonta Camp is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Wednesday morning. Of course, you're waking up today and yeah, some spots are snow-free, other spots seeing some snow. Either way, it's still very cold out. The wind's still a bit strong, and while it still feels like winter out, I'll brighten some moods here, show some spring photos here. This is a photo it's taken of a spring hellebore. I think I've got that pronounced correctly. Maybe it should be a segment of Eric tries to pronounce crazy hard, or at least what he thinks is hard, flower names. Maybe that could be a funny segment here. But still, this was submitted to us by Nicole. An amazing shot here. I don't think I've really seen this flower before. Maybe I have, and I just never knew the name of it. But still, an amazing photo nonetheless. And if you would like to submit one like this, you can send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. There's a lot of great photos already submitted on our website and plenty more that can be shared that we'd love to share with all of you here on News Channel 2 at Sunrise. So today, we're keeping a close eye on the radar with some lake effect snow bands, which will gradually wind down throughout the morning. We'll have a full detailed look at what this ends up happening later on in the day, plus what we can expect for Thursday straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. More than 60 years after his birth.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
The time now is 6:49. Time to welcome the newest member of our Morning Mug Club. Local celebrities will once again take the court tomorrow night to face off in wheelchairs against the Citron Stars in the 21st Annual Celebrity Classic Wheelchair Basketball Game. It's being held tomorrow at 6.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. We are tracking cold weather still, some decent winds and some stubborn snow showers this morning. Before we get to that, though, I do want to give a shout out to, again, the Westmoreland second grade class. Now, I visited them about a week or so ago. The kids were kind enough to make these drawings and give feedback and ask some questions. On all these here, I had to lay them out on the green screen. By the way, this is what it looks like behind the scenes. You see the blue behind me, but it's actually green here. I had to lay it out here because there wasn't enough space for all of them. Matter of fact, here's a look at all of them here as well. And amazing artists and amazing questions. You would not think they are only in second grade. A lot of smart kids there. But another thing, too, in the folder, there was quotes for a nickname of Mr. Weather. And I mentioned yesterday on social media, I think that rolls off the tongue rather nicely. But again, a shout out to the great kids at Westmoreland for allowing me to visit, and of course, the amazing drawings and questions they asked as well. Live look in Cooperstown this morning. There are a few flurries falling, and the snow, at least the roadways, slowly improving with at least when it comes to snow on the ground. Temperatures in the 20s, wind chill still pretty cold. And on top of that, the radar picking up still on some lake effect off Oswego, but overall the general trend points toward a weakening lake effect event. The winds will slowly weaken throughout the day today, at least compared to yesterday, about 10 degrees weaker than yesterday's winds. And of course, that'll provide a lot less fuel for these lake effect snow bands. On top of that, it does remain pretty breezy the next few days. Windiest day on Friday with a strong south wind. Those of you in the hilltops south of the Mohawk Valley will see those strongest wind gusts. And on top of that, the potential for rain showers. So here we are on the Skycast today. Temperatures begin in the 20s, wind chills cooler, climbing above freezing by the evening. Then we'll see peaks of sunshine turn to mostly clear skies tonight. The potential for a pretty colorful sunrise tomorrow as long as these clouds stay put. The overall angle of the sun in the east could produce a very vibrant colors there. Then by the afternoon, we'll see the arrival of widespread rain, even some snow showers mixing into the higher elevations before it switches over to all snow heading, or I should say all rain with sporadic rain showers by Friday afternoon and then widespread rain heading into Friday night. And so your 7-day forecast, we're in the 40s heading into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, approaching near 60 by the weekend. And then as we head into Tuesday of next week, a gradual cool down once more by Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be right back.
With Gary Liberatore.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And let's make this the last lake effect snow announcement you have to make, right?
I hope so.
For this year.
Yeah, you know, I like snowy winters, but, you know, snowy winters should happen in wintertime.
April.
April, maybe getting too far into it. But yeah, look at the area cameras right now. Cooperstown witnessing some snow showers. A good visualization of what's going on right now is on our Cavity Tower camera on the top corner right here. We can see the lake effect clouds out in the distance there. And sunshine over Utica, because here, that camera facing the east is actually right about here. So in between these lake effect cloud bands are sunshine. Of course, where the cloud bands are forming, there's even some snow showers as well. A live look at the radar. This is the remnant of that snow. It reorganized today, but this is about as strong as it's going to get. That south wind is kicking in. And notice, see this, the south part of this right here is starting to weaken. As you get that south wind, there's no more northwesterly winds, and that removes the fuel that lake effect needs. But still, some areas of snow showers here locally. Wind chills warming up a little bit after this morning, and still today's highs will actually climb above freezing. And as a side note, even though wind chills will be below freezing, because that temperature itself is above freezing, it doesn't matter how strong the winds are. Snow melt, or at least any type of melt, will take place. Now by tonight, we'll fall back down below freezing with quiet conditions. However, tomorrow might look a little bit more unsettled yet again. We'll have a full look at that forecast in just a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The Dominican Republic has declared a...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are looking at the end of lake effect temporarily as we turn the page this afternoon. Now, there's still some lake effect snow showers falling right now. In fact, moments ago it was snowing in Cooperstown. Now the snow has ended. It's been the scene so far today with this variable weather pattern taking place right now. It's warmed up about 8 degrees compared to this morning, sitting at 30 degrees in Cooperstown right now. And again, as I mentioned, we're getting that south wind moving in, and as expected, this lake effect is beginning to weaken. It can't handle the south wind cutting off that northwesterly supply of moisture, which aids in that lake effect snow. Zooming out, we are seeing that overall pattern moving to more southwest wind, which will bring temperatures later today slightly above freezing, up into the mid-30s. We're still well below average this time of year. And as a matter of fact, coming up in our next half hour, I'll explain in detail, looking in the longer range, when this colder pattern ends. We're still stuck in it for the near term, maybe a warm day here and there, but this trend is cooling down. But at least for today, the main thing, the winds have been not nearly as stubborn and strong as yesterday. So good news along that front, but still, we will be dealing with breezy conditions today, tomorrow, and then eventually into Friday, winds will pick up a south wind. Those of you in the hilltops south in the Mohawk Valley will see the highest winds. Then Saturday, still looking at breezy conditions. So the bigger picture here, we are tracking the arrival of low pressure arriving by tomorrow afternoon. This will surge north, a round of rain and eventually some snow in the higher elevations. Then we'll see a secondary low move in. This one will be a lot more rain than not. Warmer temperatures move in, but still warmer being relative. And so today, a mix of sunshine and lake effect clouds coming to an end with peaks of sun before sunset today, followed by clear skies tonight. Heads up for the potential for a colorful sunrise tomorrow as some high-level clouds work their way in. Could be seeing that prime condition present for that colorful sunrise as long as the cloud layer stays exactly as present. If it moves too far east or west, that could impede on those colors. Regardless, by tomorrow afternoon, the rain begins to move in, snow showers potentially in those higher elevations, but that won't really stick around all too much. We'll see some sporadic rain showers throughout the day Friday, highs in the 40s, followed by widespread rain arriving Friday evening and Friday night. So at least for the short-term trend, we are slowly warming up into the upper 40s, low 50s this weekend. Same story, approaching near 60 by Monday. Bit of a warming trend. We'll cool down by the middle of next week, though, but again, coming up in a few minutes, I'm going to go do a deep dive into exactly when we're going to shake this cold weather pattern. It's been so stubborn, and a lot of folks are waiting for those sunny days and 70s.
I think we need to see the 7-day in Tampa.
Oh, I have to look forward to that. I might make one.
You're leaving tomorrow, that's for sure. Enjoy it. Eric, thanks. Well, take a look at this video. Good afternoon once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And a behind-the-scenes camera would be nice for the folks out there to see what you go through just before the commercial. And your computer's crashed.
So, yeah, well, trying to scramble to put together a graphic here because I was trying to get a scene of what's going to be happening in the near term and even the long term with temperatures. Everyone wants to know, when is this cold going to end? Here's a look at what's going to happen for the near term. Actually, fast forward a little bit, so I'm going to back it up to today because I've been looking behind the scenes over the last half hour, 45 minutes at the trend of temperatures in the Northeast. And what's going on in the jet stream is what's called a meridional flow, where basically there's a lot of variability. So you notice there's a lot of cold pockets of air surging south. This continues for much of next week. It continues on 17th, 18th. As we head to, say, the 20th, 21st, 22nd, there'll be a final push of cold air in the Northeast. And the long-range trends point toward a zonal flow, or a stronger jet stream, basically that a wall of winds that cut off that cold air. And this might be the first time all of April we'll see a temperature trend looking above average. So again, looking this far out, it's not exact temperature forecasts or condition forecasts, but in the long range, what we can do is predict temperature trends and moisture trends. So at least in the, say, 20th, 21st and beyond of April, it's trending more like a warming overall look for the end of the month. But here across the region, still varying conditions as lake effect begins, or at least continues to weaken. We'll have a look at when it does in the short term, plus what we can expect heading into the weekend coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Prince Harry arrived at a London court this morning.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everyone. It still feels cold out today. Thankfully, not nearly as cold as yesterday. The winds weaker, snow winding down, sun peeking out. A look at Oneonta with a live view right now. That lake effect has moved north, meaning that for those of you in Oneonta, lake effect is done for the foreseeable future. Those of you in the Mohawk Valley and north, a different story. Temperature, by the way, still sitting at 30 degrees right now. So here's a look at how the lake effect is shaping up at this point. Still pockets of moderate to heavy snowfall in those dark blue zones here in northwest Oneida County. As you head down the Mohawk Valley, the strength begins to weaken. And on top of that, the overall trend of this lake effect is weakening as that south wind kicks in. Zooming out, pretty much the only spot here in upstate New York witnessing snow is, of course, right smack in the middle of it here in the central New York area. However, again, following that, things do quiet down tonight. Temperatures today peaking in the mid to upper 30s depending on location. If you see a lot more sunshine, that'll allow those temperatures to warm. By the way, it's still April sunshine. That's a very strong sun angle, so even if we do see snow events like what we saw today, that snow melts very quickly if we get above freezing. And the winds, of course, today, not nearly as strong, only 10, 15 miles per hour maximum. Gusts maybe a little higher, but compared to yesterday, nowhere near as strong. But still, we've got windy conditions, or at least breezy conditions for Thursday. Windy on Friday, and then breezy again on Saturday. So we're not done with the winds at least for the near term. So as we zoom out, the reason why we're not done with the winds is because we're not really in a quiet weather pattern. We're going to have a few more low pressure systems roll over us. So we got rain and some snow and hilltops moving in tomorrow afternoon. Following that, widespread rain arrives by Friday as a secondary low moves in. So as we look at the skycast zooming in today, that lake effect, of course, as I mentioned, is continuing to wind down. Following that, quiet tonight, clear skies, lows in the 20s. Tomorrow morning, red skies in the morning, sailors take warning. Going to be seeing some of that. Tomorrow we will be witnessing the potential for a colorful sunrise as long as the clouds stay in this exact position here. Following that, of course, here comes the warning part with the rain and eventually some snow moving its way in. Of course, nothing severe, but still a great motto to think about sometimes when it does line up and we do see a colorful sunrise followed by active weather. Following the weather for tomorrow, that snow and rain wind down, and we'll see some sporadic rain showers mixed in with mostly cloudy skies Friday afternoon before widespread rain returns again in the evening and overnight. So the weather pattern again tomorrow favors rain in the valleys, snow in the hilltops. There might be a wintry mixed type of snow, similar to what we've been seeing the past couple of days. That won't really stick around too long, but just a heads up, might encounter some slick spots in those higher elevations tomorrow. Then, of course, Friday, it's mainly all rain. Saturday, same story with 40s, and then beyond that, potentially reaching 60 next week. Maybe a tale of what might come later on in the month. There's still some cold days here and there, but if we see a 60 on the 7-day, I consider myself happy at this point.
Yeah, I like that explanation of the trend of the cold air moving down. In a couple of weeks, it might stop, huh?
Yes, looking forward to that.
Good to know. Eric, thanks. Well, the man accused of murdering 4 university...
Look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Have we seen the last of the snow yet?
No, but it's getting a little bit better, and we've got a warm-up as we head into the next several days. We're taking a look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A couple of flurries out there today, but the snow's been relatively light, less windy, less cold as expected, but we're still 38 degrees. It feels like 30, again, a big step in a warmer direction compared to yesterday when it felt like teens at this time. We're tracking the next weather system that brings rain tomorrow afternoon. It does switch over to snow tomorrow night. especially along higher terrain. Not going to be a big deal, but we could have some light accumulations tomorrow night, especially north of the Mohawk Valley, and a slow warm-up will be continuing as we head towards the weekend. This evening, sunshine, chilly, temperatures in the 30s. Again, we're tracking a slow warm-up, feeling a little bit more like spring as we head into the weekend and beyond. And a look at the forecast coming up. Chris, back to you.
2 days in a row, school districts.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Well, turned out to be a little bit warmer than yesterday, but it's still pretty chilly out there. Nice to see the sunshine this time of the year, too. It's a live look outside. Downtown Utica, temperature 38 degrees. It looks a lot nicer than it is. When you step outside, it's very chilly. The wind is still out there, and occasionally we see snow showers. But those have been winding down, and we haven't seen much of an accumulation here. Now, live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Still some snow showers showing up across the Adirondacks, but again, a lot of sunshine elsewhere. We're expecting the weather to remain generally dry heading into tonight. It remains breezy over the next several days. We're coming off of a very windy March, even windier than average. March is the windiest month of the year. This year was even windier than that. Than typical. And again, we're looking at breezy conditions throughout the next several days. When the weather does start to warm up, the winds will start to settle back, just kind of how it works here, because the cold weather is what creates a lot of the wind. Westernville, 38 degrees, Little Falls, 39, Lake Pleasant, 33, Inlet, 30 degrees, across Southern Valleys, Sherburne, 43, Oneonta, 36, and Cooperstown with 38. High pressure has given us a little bit of sunshine today. We saw a very slow demise of lake effect snow showers. We look to the west. The next area of low pressure is fast approaching. This is going to arrive late tomorrow. It's warmer than the last one, which means we're dealing with rain, and which does change over to some snow heading into tomorrow night. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight. We do see partly cloudy skies tonight. It's going to help bring temperatures into the teens and low 20s. Thursday, clouds return for the south. So it's cloudy throughout the majority of the day and pretty chilly. We have an east wind in the Mohawk Valley, temperatures near 40 degrees. Rain develops in the afternoon. Rain turns over to snow along the higher elevations tomorrow night. And then things start to quiet down here for Friday morning. Cloudy skies, a few occasional rain showers Friday afternoon. Nothing too heavy. Temperatures climb into the mid to upper 40s. So we do expect some snowfall tomorrow night. We're thinking a general 1 to 3 inches for higher terrain north of the Mohawk Valley. In the Mohawk Valley and Southern Valleys, a trace to an inch of snow is expected again. This is for tomorrow night. Bark is worse than the bite. Like yesterday, the snow comes down and it doesn't have a huge impact, but again, a couple of slippery spots are possible. Should be the exception rather than the rule. Tonight, partly cloudy. We're down to 22. Tomorrow, cloudy skies. Rain develops in the afternoon. High temperature of 40. That rain switches over to snow tomorrow night and then turns back over to rain showers here as we head into Friday. Low pressure moves in again Friday night, and that brings rain. Temperatures will be in the 40s to start the weekend. Kind of a gloomy start to Saturday, but the weather does improve. We're up to 51 Sunday, mostly cloudy, 63 Monday, and then rain returns in some cooler weather as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday. So we're slowly getting there.
Something looking to look forward to, though.
Absolutely, yes.
All right, thank you, Bill. At least 22 states are now reporting.
It's Bill Curtis.
Dreaming of that warm June weather, right? On this cold April day. We're tracking some warmer weather. We'll talk about that in just a second. Nice sunrise this morning. This picture from Molly Potter. Notice the glow right above the sun. That's called a sun pillar. It's caused by reflection of light on ice crystals. It's a little bit different than a sundog. Sometimes sundogs, you'll see that same brightness, but it's on the left or the right of the sun. But this is something that typically happens right around sunrise. Now, temperatures are going to warm up very slowly here over the next couple of days. We're tracking temperatures tomorrow near 40 degrees, but by the time we head into the weekend, we'll be close to 50 degrees on Sunday, and then we warm up to maybe the low 60s by Monday. That'll be our next chance of more spring-like weather. A couple of flurries out there in the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Not much is going to be happening tonight. Our weather looking partly cloudy. Tonight's featured dogs, Wolfie and Fritz from Middleville. If you are taking the dogs out for a walk, it's going to be a chilly one out there. This is brought to you by Nissan. We are tracking again some warmer weather ahead. A look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
All right, thank you, Bill. April is Child of Bruce.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are tracking some warmer weather that will eventually return, but it's going to be a slow process, and we're not done with snow yet. Live looking outside Cooperstown, sunshine 39 degrees. It turned out to be a nicer day as expected. Still cold out there, but the sun helps, less wind helps, and less snow for sure. We do have a couple of flurries out there this evening, but the majority of us are looking at dry weather, especially in the Mohawk Southern Valleys. Pretty quiet out there. Some sunshine will continue. Again, a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Looking to do some yard work, just cleaning things up. Weather's not great. We're looking at a return to rain late tomorrow. It's going to linger into Friday and Saturday. Just kind of a gloomy weather pattern ahead. Temperatures generally in the 40s. Whitesboro 34 degrees, Bob and Clinton 40, Cassville, Helen with 37, Barneveld 35, Norway, Donna 38 degrees, Eric and Inlet 30, and Jeff and Mohawk with 39, Skidivas 43, Westford 37. The bigger picture shows lake effect snow showers earlier today. They came to an end, and we're going to see a small break in the weather tonight before the next area of low pressure arrives from the west. This one arrives late tomorrow. It's mostly rain, but some of this mixes in with snow. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight. Overnight lows briefly drop into the upper teens to low 20s. Partly cloudy skies overnight, become mostly cloudy by tomorrow morning. So we start out tomorrow morning dry. It's chilly. We've got that east wind with plenty of clouds. Temperatures climb into the low 40s. Technically warmer than today on paper, but I don't know if it's going to feel like that. We're expecting rain in the afternoon. Rain mixes in with snow north of the Mohawk Valley tomorrow night. Temperatures hover around freezing into Friday morning. This weather system lingers around, bringing us a few showers on and off throughout Friday afternoon. Not a washout, but not really the greatest day with plenty of clouds and temperatures in the 40s. Snow accumulation expected tomorrow night. An inch or two north of the Mohawk Valley. In the Mohawk and Southern Valleys, we're expecting really not much, maybe a trace to as much as an inch of snow by Friday morning. Bark looks to be worse than the bite like it was yesterday. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 22. Tomorrow, rain developing, temperatures near 40. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. A slow warm-up will be taking place heading into the weekend. On and off rain showers Friday. Steadier rain Friday night into Saturday. That lingers around into the first part of Saturday, and then we'll get a chance to dry out. Sunday, the weather looks nice, or at least nicer. Mostly cloudy, 51 degrees. We're into the low 60s on Monday, a lot more spring-like before the next cold front arrives Tuesday, bringing us showers, highs in the mid-50s, and then a cooler day on Wednesday with highs near 40. We'll be right back.
First look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
We're tracking pretty quiet weather out there tonight, but our next round of rain will be here as we head into tomorrow afternoon. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A couple of flurries in the Adirondacks. Nicer today than yesterday as expected, 37 degrees. The current temperature is still pretty chilly out there, but it does help that the sun is out. Our weather headlines: rain returns tomorrow afternoon. This does switch over to some snow tomorrow night. Some minor accumulations expected north of the Mohawk Valley. A slow warm up ahead. Temperatures are going to gradually warm up as we head into the weekend and beyond. This evening, partly sunny but chilly. Temperatures will be in the 30s. We are tracking rain and, again, a little bit of snow tomorrow night. Going to look at the forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
A standoff in the town of Sullivan that shut down Route 5 has ended in a death.
The Madison County Sheriff's Office says the barricaded person took his own life early this morning. The Sheriff's Office Monday morning was serving an eviction on Route 5. Deputies set up a perimeter when they heard gunshots coming from the apartment. We were told today, though, those shots were actually fired at law enforcement.
An Oneida County grand jury today heard testimony.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're tracking our next weather maker that arrives tomorrow, and it does bring a return to rain and snow. And yes, I did say snow. It looks like we're going to have some of this return in the forecast. But like yesterday, I think the bark is worse than the bite here. And when we're looking at conditions now, downtown Utica, 37 degrees, clear skies in place. It's chilly, but it's sunny, and that does help. We also have a lot less wind than, today compared to yesterday. And the flurries and snow showers are coming to an end. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, which leads to an opportunity tonight. If you haven't caught the Starlink satellite train, I know it's very elusive, it's very hard to spot around here, but there's a chance we can see it tonight. This is really cool. I've seen it just a couple of times. It's a train of dots in the sky that moves pretty quickly across the sky. The local flyby time is 8:26, says Starlink's website, visible for 4 minutes. These are not always 100% accurate, like the International Space Station that seems to be a lot more regular and easier to spot for some reason. I know that there's a lot of moving parts with these satellites, but if you haven't had a chance to check it out tonight, could be your night. Again, flyby time 8:26. Breezy conditions expected for the next several days. The weather turns unsettled again, so if you're trying to get an early start on the spring cleanup, the weather doesn't look great. We're tracking showers and cloudy weather and chilly conditions here over the next couple of days. Whitesboro 34 degrees, Cassville 37, Inlet 30 degrees, chilly today but not as cold as yesterday. Mohawk 39, Westford with 37 degrees. The next area of low pressure moves in from the west, another rainmaker for central New York, and this will be arriving tomorrow. Partly cloudy skies tonight. Clouds will be thickening up by tomorrow, so we'll start out tomorrow morning with mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures will drop briefly into the teens tonight, and we'll stay in the upper 30s throughout most of the afternoon with an east wind. So even though it's on paper warmer tomorrow compared to today, I don't know if it's going to feel like that with the weather conditions. The rain is expected to arrive in the afternoon. It does mix with snow showers in the higher terrain as we head into tomorrow night. Then things slow down as we get into Friday. It's mostly cloudy. We'll have some on and off rain showers throughout Friday afternoon with highs in the 40s. We expect some snow accumulation tomorrow night along the higher terrain north of the Mohawk Valley. You're not talking about a lot here, but an inch or two of accumulation is in the cards for the North Country and Adirondacks. Across the Mohawk and Southern Valleys, we're not out of the woods either, but we're expecting a very small amount here, just a trace to maybe a coating to an inch. Partly cloudy tonight, low of 22. Tomorrow, rain develops in the afternoon, 40 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The weather stays unsettled Friday and Saturday, on and off rain showers, temperatures in the 40s. Start to warm up for Sunday, 51 degrees. We're up to 63 on Monday, very spring-like before it starts to cool down. But again, a slow warm-up. Just have to be very patient this time of year.
See everybody running around on Monday. Quick, clean up. It's going to rain again.
Well, listen, your forecast is definitely the talk of the town.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6. We're going to cast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Great picture from Molly Potter here.
Potter.
Potter. Did I say Potter? Potter.
It's okay. We could do this again at 11.
We'll do it again at 11. Sorry, Molly. Great picture, though.
Yeah, this is fantastic. This was the sunrise earlier this morning. This brightness that you see coming above the sun is called a sun pillar.
I was going to say, it's not a moon pillar.
No. So we've got some pretty cool stuff. Nice to see the sun today. Of course, it was pretty cold out there. The weather stays unsettled over the next couple of days. I don't think we're going to see a nice sunrise tomorrow like we did today. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It is dry. We had a couple of snow showers today. They didn't amount to very much at all. 28 degrees and clear skies. That's being reported at Griffiths and Rome. We'll notice a few extra clouds starting to work in tonight. Temperatures will be on the rise. It'll be chilly tomorrow. Friday and Saturday will be in the 40s, but it will be a little bit warmer each day going forward. We'll climb into the 50s Sunday, and then we're into the low 60s by Monday. Partly cloudy skies tonight. We're into the low 20s. Again, tracking some rain, even some snow as we head into tomorrow night. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, after over.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. Temperature of 28 degrees and falling, clear skies. It is getting chilly out there. We are looking dry on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Temperatures across New York State, again, with clear skies, it's pretty chilly. Saranac Lake 24, Watertown 30, Rome, Hamilton 28 degrees. But notice to the west, with some cloud cover, it's not quite as cold. Some of these clouds are going to head east tonight, and that will help kind of keep a cap on how far down we go tonight. We'll drop into the low 20s. Tomorrow's high temperatures on paper warmer than today, but we've got a wind, which means it'll feel like 30s, and also clouds and showers. So even though temperatures will be warmer tomorrow, not sure if it's going to feel much different without that sunshine that we saw today. The wind, well, it's going to be around. It's going to stay breezy over the next several days. It's not going to be strong, but it will be very noticeable. Tomorrow it comes from the east, so it is a cold wind across the region. If you're trying to get a head start on spring, you want to start cleaning the yard or do anything outdoors, tomorrow is just not a good day for that. Cloudy skies, wet weather. It's going to stay like this as we head into the weekend. Not really any big breaks showing up anytime soon. On the radar and satellite image, our next area of low pressure moves in from the west, and you can see more clouds, showers coming in our direction. This one is going to be mostly rain, but it is going to be cold enough tomorrow night where this could mix in with snow, especially on higher elevations. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight, mostly clear skies. Clouds do return late tonight. Overnight lows drop into the low 20s. Tomorrow, it's cloudy throughout the majority of the day, and rain will be developing in the afternoon and evening. The rain turns over to snow in the higher elevations, generally north of the Mohawk Valley. Temperatures will be in the upper 30s. Tomorrow night, we'll fall into the low 30s. The mix of rain and snow will gradually come to an end, but it lingers. It doesn't quite come to an end. We do have more showers in store for Friday, with high temperatures in the low to mid 40s. So we do have some snow accumulation possible tomorrow night. We're thinking an inch or two of accumulation north of the Mohawk Valley, a trace to an inch of snow in and south of the Mohawk Valley. Partly cloudy skies tonight, low temperature of 22. Tomorrow, rain develops in the afternoon, a high of 40. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Showers Friday, Saturday, highs in the 40s. Sunday, we'll start to see some sunshine and warmer weather. Sunday and Monday look pretty nice. Temperatures will be a lot warmer. We'll be in the low 60s Monday afternoon. Showers return Tuesday, followed by some cooler weather.
Be able to open up the window, get a little fresh air on Monday.
Be nice.
All right, thank you, Bill. Coming up next, the Arco-Nita Lewis. Let's look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. Great picture from Molly Potter. And we'll see. Oh, that was almost twice. Molly Potter.
We'll let that one slide.
Yes.
Great shot here. This was the sunrise this morning, Lions Falls. The glow right above the sun is called a sun pillar. So a really nice scene here. A nice start to the day. Nice to see the sunshine. But boy, was it cold. Another cold day. It's tough in April when you're in the 30s. Although a lot better today than yesterday, right? We're going to be turning the corners. It's like going one step forward, two steps back, at least this week. We've got some rain in the forecast. And yes, we are tracking some snow heading into tomorrow night. Things look quiet out there tonight. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's cold, 26 degrees, clear skies, lots of frost forming out there tonight. We're expecting temperatures to gradually warm up over the next couple of days. The next few days will be chilly with rain. Breezy conditions will be in the 40s, but it will start to feel warmer as we head into the weekend, especially beginning Sunday. Partly cloudy skies tonight, overnight lows in the low 20s. We are tracking rain and some snow as we head into tomorrow and tomorrow night. Look at the forecast coming out. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight after over a...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We are looking at a chilly one in downtown Utica tonight, a temperature of 26 degrees. This April 9th, with, again, clear skies in place. We're looking at dry conditions on the Yorkville Battery. Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, things look pretty quiet. Temperatures continue to fall. We're going to bottom out in the low 20s tonight. And one reason why we're not going to get any colder is because some cloud cover to the west will be moving in. and that will help prevent temperatures from getting any colder. Tomorrow, it's going to be another chilly day. The wind will make it feel more like 30s, even though we make it into the low 40s. We'll be dealing with that wind chill. In addition to that, we're also looking at clouds and rain, so it is going to feel colder than I think even today. At least we had some sunshine today, but again, that's going to be different tomorrow. Windy conditions will continue over the next couple of days. It'll be breezy throughout the remainder of the week and into the weekend. Looking to do some yard work. Weather's not looking great. Looking at on and off rain showers here over the next couple of days. Kind of a tough weather pattern to be in here, but so goes early spring here in central New York. The next area of low pressure moves in from the west, so again, some clearing tonight won't last for too much longer. This is our next weather maker. It's going to produce rain, and it will be cold enough for some snow along the higher elevations, especially north of the Mohawk Valley. Tonight, overnight lows drop down into the upper teens to low 20s. Cloudy skies to start out Thursday. Thursday, we'll see clouds linger around throughout the day. An east wind kicks in. Again, it's just a chilly afternoon. Rain will be developing during the afternoon. The rain switches over to snow in the higher elevations. Tomorrow night, on and off snow showers. Overnight lows will drop into the low 30s. And in general, the weather stays unsettled Friday. It's not going to be pouring rain, but we'll see clouds and a few on and off rain showers, especially in the late afternoon to early evening. In terms of snow, we do have some accumulation expected. For most of us, it's a trace to an inch of accumulation, but some of the higher spots north of the Mohawk Valley could be talking about 1 to 3 inches of snow. Again, this is for tomorrow night and into early Friday. Partly cloudy tonight, low temperature of 22. Tomorrow, rain develops in the afternoon, a chilly one, high of 40. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. On and off rain showers Friday, Saturday, temperatures in the mid 40s. Sunday and Monday look a lot nicer, a lot warmer too. Sunday we're up to 51, Monday 63 before the next cold front arrives Tuesday, cooling us off into Wednesday.
It's been a rough spring so far.
We've had a lot of nice weather in March. It's just the last couple
April
of weeks
has been
have
rough.
been rough.
Yeah. It was warm in March, so
Yeah.
we'll take that. All right, thank you, Bill. Coming up next.